Say, Lord, you are my everything.
You're my everything.
How can I express my gratitude?
How can I express my gratitude?
For all the many things,
You
Father, you done for me, yeah.
Words are not enough to say thank you.
So Lord, you are,
Lord,
you're
my everything.
See, I call you Jireh.
Lord, my provider.
I call you Nisi. You are my back. I call you Rapha. Hey.
You are my healer.
Say, Lord, you are.
Lord, you're my everything.
I call you Jireh.
Lord, my provider.
I call you Nisi. You are my back. I call you Rapha.
You are my healer.
Say, Lord, you are.
You're my everything.
Who am I thinking now?
I don't look like what I have been through. You've turned my pit into a well. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, Adum, Wadum. I've been through a lot, but grace sustained me. My test is now a testimony. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, Adum, Wadum. It was you, my lawyer in that courtroom. It was you, my soldier on that battlefield. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, Adum, Wadum. Hey, Adumo, Nyame, Adumo, Adum. Adumentina metiasi, eya wadumtina bewoho. Lord, the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, Adum, Wadum. Hey, Adumo, Nyame, Adumo, Adum. Eya adumentina metiasi, eya wadumtina bewoho. Lord, the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, Adum, Wadum. Who has changed my story? Who has given me a song? Turn my mourning into dancing. It is you and just your grace. You have changed my story. Protocol breaker, you made a way. You turned my mourning into dancing. It is you and just your grace. Could not have made it without you.
Hello. Abusia and then so ebre asubio say yedi the community and the law a day ebre war na yeshemo ewo platform you see na me mo achen emo akwaba me da wase say wonso wenyabre na waje atum say woni yen ebedi dwumai ye femo reku frimpon ha eye BWF solicitor see platform ewo YouTube and platform ewo Facebook. I've been so live about our radio so UK and I've been live PAAM TV so UK ha say once I can't link na bomodi answer over share na obi biara enye bie na fe yetimi ade enkomo ahye so ene ye wo kwan say ye ne BWF solicitors pending for ebeshia na fe ye de enkomo a ye shato ye de ebebro e question bi na me ba bebisa wo na question bebisa wo ene say wunim se krata ekuta wo na fe yaka akyerɛ se ekrom ha aban sika ye de emankrofo eso won ase no wontimi engibie no se ye tro ewo passport no mo say a tro ewo visa no so a wobetumi ayi afiri o bia na ho kyew bia na wonya sika kra ntua wo dan ka bia na wonya sika kra nto aduane mma mofra no enni wasetena so nye obi kan say wo nan insisi yie nti den na wo be se eba na sa me ewo ano yie ade ma se wo bi sa se wobetumi ayi afiri ho a no kra wobetumi ayi afiri o nti question na wo be bisa ene say can I take the condition no recourse to public funds meeting ye free me krata aswa the mechanism ani ubetini ye ne me ba aba abetro ye ne BWF solicitors impending for edin komo ebe so na fe waboye amaye hunu se ne city enunti se waba frɛ obi to suffer obi wo question wo concern bi abomodin afabra number de be ye adwuma no mebo so ede atro na fe wo text message no WhatsApp messages send voice notes no so maje na fe ye de aye adwuma abusia se ba no BWF solicitors sebe menka ana majabi the American and say any BWF solicitors any enkomo no di nkoma a womremu nsam nkoma ahodo ni nyina obeje ato ho so na afi waka kire wo se bra na afi yenyo application ma yenkoja wo court aban mu emre bi na ho akire na wonti ase Ghana mra aware divorce family issues ni nyina faja BWF solicitors Omo 214-218 Tottenham High Road no so was Seven Sisters North London N15 4NP Victoria Line train station no so our Seven Sisters where ye juma Monday to Friday if we are up 9:30 it could see enumerate 6 o'clock 0208 493 7340 0208 493 7340 BWF solicitors and any digime member.
Ye fema ye wo London. Ya ji abasobodie bebre. Ne ya redare ewo mransem. Eye legal services. Be to say family law, matrimonial law, immigration, dispute resolution, Ghanaian customary, any family law. Wo BWFDA, yen solicitors e de anigye e na twitwaje wo na ye bo nso nya den kra. Yen partner penin pa Bernardo Wusu aye lawyer ewo UK memu bebru mfie duonu nkron 29 years. BWF solicitors kura wo. Inti se ba na busuansem bi te se child care eya abofrahwe our jaya ho twuma mentwi ene ohye ana injunction ye de to domestic violence so a ye ma legal assistance ya edimo na ye adwuma nso. Yen child care any family team no nyimnia wo famu ewe ne ya wo breyim enu ntin ye to ye mbo asema wafutu a esefata ewo kokoa mu. Ye bie an office free juada ekosi fiada anopa no nkrompa mu ekosi enumre no nsia eye 9:30 am kosi 6 pm ena memene danso eye appointment nkoa free anopa no ndu ekosi ewia no 9 eye 10 am kosi 4 pm. Ye wo 4th floor ewo Anna House 214-218 Tottenham High Road London N15 4NP.
Yada se ugusu ene yen etie na fe yede dwumadi no ebrewo the community and the law ana yede ebrewo ebi oye from RECOURSE from ponmeno ana edidwuma mi di ho chiame na majo questions majo concerns ene ho ensem nyina ede abrew BWF solicitors as a memo amane say wo ho ema community no ebrebia enunti yawada bia woni yen asia wo Rainbow Radio so if you are on kron ekosi nondu either lawyer Richard and now lawyer Ines and then we'll ebetana for the questioner or Eddie bro concern I pijano de ebro na ye di hun komo. If you done so ishia our GN radio so either senior partner Uncle Ben Nankasa and now say lawyer Asma and no ebishia our GN radio so from 9:30 to anopa 11 and no a legal hour. A free legal education, ye titewo ye checho quite na fe uhunu senia emrano esi ekro. Ufre no eswa Saturday 12 noon. Eunice a champion lawyer Eunice ne Vicky hanging out on Heritage TV. Now say we share they bring out a topic, and this afternoon the topic was very interesting. They discussed the issue of knowing your rights, your occupational and inheritance rights when your relationship breaks down. But problem rights it's a year that was discussed this afternoon at 12 noon. So I'll ask you to make a date with lawyer Eunice and Vicky same time next week. Heritage TV. So they start at 12 noon and so mame na Breno so I'll log in. Okay. Now I know everywhere the Edru so and BWF solicitors so I say Emma ya day eba and the community and the law. The community and the law EPK, all the legal issues or questions and concerns during the week. Ne bother winna ya the back na fe ano at the mount. Na fe EPK one very major topic. Yeah, feels the community no say no ya de ebro. Na yet me amawati senior name na eko ase wo question now the bar. Lawyer penny for webano ebe year no at the man. Yen live Facebook BWF solicitors and YouTube and so BWF solicitors. Your live Abawa radio so UK ha so and your live PAM TV so UK ha. We also baby and so ubenya bwfsolicitors.com your websites and also. Now during the week BWF solicitors at the Simbi etu yenim sabia Senian Rano Aircraw and some home office for Agina so na fe what they sharing applications who do no what they won't be ebre. Wiki mo bakwa etoja say you say ubi at the application akwa koto home office we chantro and trobeng and now uchai the name be ohio say one na why say and unti be a wagina so na we refuse to application case be aba abesin akọ court was say Lassie and the Secretary of State for the Home Department 2021 case here EWCA CIV 769. Now the Ekanye send your screen so was say British citizenship secured by fraud, concealment of material fact, or misrepresentation may be allowed to stand if the Home Office delays for a long time in taking action even after it found out that the fraud or misrepresentation has happened. However, this is not some indulgent view of citizenship obtained by lying. It will take something special to win such a case where fraud is proven or proved. And indeed, my main court na fi main court na me say minya enchimubi ewo ha me special guest and lawyer Charles Asma. Uncle Charles,
yeah,
more baby,
yeah.
Me couldn't say I know some about school.
Yeah,
Nyami adomo ya so e ho ye pa da djuma mu.
Nyami adom pa.
Okay. Yenhwe sa nugget mo ma ye de to edwa during the week no. It's a concealment, misrepresentation of facts. Home Office say you trantro into one from my a case never being an issue crack in the Houston City. I really am ma or cover
your case here by a war engineer swore a war legislation. Now you share section 40 subsection 3 of the British Nationality Act 1981 or culture say we go through the process to become a citizen, but when your citizenship by fraud or misrepresentation of fact. In other words, the way to control now the benya was citizenship was so you bet me aji if you win sim. And ya de obi kwabanisa or the case court. They should one a court kase. Sana etie dia ya share embredodoa edia Home office take action say or the ba abaje saa de no efi nipa no eden ne nsem ti na je say so wadwen ba so say ukwa kwaja ade na efi nipa ne nsem na wotwe break na wugya itumu a na ma nipa no na dwen ya ne say ne akoba de we give you up na wo da acha no enti saa no bibia ne ho biom na wokwada na emrebem na wo san sore ba say na make eba ma dwen no ma san me ni ba so me ba je fi nsem de a ya court can say ko best sadia even though nimpa no a conceal fact even though nimpa na yes no ento assume say wo begina so na why den wa twena so na waji efini nsem in this case we no case good news ema obi a why naturalization obi a we na citizenship obi a wo kwan ofa so di nya ne de regardless but no can say so ma wo asu omo ma wa asu ti say omo beye bibi na omo anya na eburu twom no mo basa omo baya dia omo ntumi engina so engine fi nsem ebiem
na je say omo ehun say bia misrepresentation do be din na ye adwuma wanka we betwa ntro ana say bia boni bi wadie wanka no kre anche no wo hu a immediately no also omo take action but omo jato for some time they omo ntimi vent yawo
sana etie we say ye call running in ano ye obi afa no equity nyama nyina so ni bi ne so o say delay defeat equity ndi say wo bibi ya ye ne pempren so one year na o say we ye no entam na ebritwemu a na akoba say we yi wadwena efi so ama nimpa no afa ne ho adi
okay
nti delay no very very essential na court ni gina so say even though section 43 e can say we try and draw na we the Benin citizen a etumi gi fi nsem no how long it takes for that action to be taken by the Secretary of State.
So we try immediately no I was say omo ye ho adwuma sa brena I was say Jeffrey win some na say nipa no so we try no also prove say we try nti
sir you were sir we no fraud and misrepresentation yeah there bibi o ma is so obvious said there is nothing you can do about it nti sir case here you can want me nipa no lawyers agi to me say na o kan ye no ampa na intro ewom because now or say or ye of a country fufuro mu but ekobe mu no na of a country fufuro mu asanko kasa no kre no nke ye ntumi ma no asylum na ye de ma no
okay
but o kan say of a country fufuro mu no ye de ehumobro e ma no agitum na afide onya ne obenya nti ekoba asa no na omo hu say ne kre eni ne o kan no kan no mu no omo twro no e na omo gya to ho later 9 years and 11 years and Obaka said no sir adhere no then engina so enim so obeje adhere atumwa for that period of time sir period of time 9 years not just mrabum I mean nipa na dream there is something we call legitimate expectation nti my JD say oh send yakobe die omo de me ho acheme sir omo ye bibia nkomo aye nti ekobesa then that will more or less prevent the Secretary of State to rely on Section 43 to deprive you of that right.
Yeah, Adeba Kuswa, me pese me bisa, maybe as a further question, and they say, when you so, and also when you na ya de was no amount. Extreme, sebia omoko hunu bibi fufra, and also chere sebia. Apart from some misrepresentation now they buy and a different type of misrepresentation are bad. Which means that's what Jakarta reference.
I'm trying to say fraud, misrepresentation, and it be wujina swa wudinya ni awenya no. It doesn't really matter. I mean, most of the time, it's either fraud or misrepresentation. So one can cry. Say wudi kra wasesano, with date of birth, whatever it is, wujina so the year one krata. Ayama wo naturalization afidi yama wa na we benya wo passport wini mu say the why citizen say omo take action ntem omo hu no omo take action no a no man ye na ese so omo ya no omo jai tumu a ebrododo no omo jai tumu no ebema entiasia abese it is no longer expected say Secretary of State will rely on Section 43 to deprive you of that citizenship.
Yeah, I was saying, I know about joining. Me kokain the what they atu dwa ede emaye no na afei me de ebisa lawyer Charles Asma say eden na brofo tintintin na ye kan ye no etie ene case a de ebaye no eno na de abedru bi a me ba be introduce yen topic for the day ohwe screen na say egua or say do you know that you can remove the condition yet no recourse to public funds which me ayi every wasetamu ana yata emma asetena na afei yɛsɛ wode ɛwo yɛma ɔkwan tena UK krom ha nanso so aban sika bi ani hɔ a yɛde ɛbɛma wɔ ebisɛ wa na wɔsɛ wɔhwɛ wo ho wa na wɔsɛ wɔpɛ wo dan wo ɔmɔfra wa na wɔsɛ wɔtɔ aduane ma wɔn die ɛno ade. Can that condition be removed? A question a megidi yɛ sɛ wonya answer nka wopɛ ɛno ɛna me introduce yɛnua pani lawyer ɛwɔ BWF solicitors aseye lawyer Charles Asma. Lawyer Charles Asma senia yenim no oba ene yen eba bedi enkomo abrene bremu na afi okyekye yen senia enema eni so ese etie. Enen so ofri BWF solicitors aseye aba ene yen eba betwe enkomo no oba betwe yen kwan ye betimi afaso a ye betimi ayi no recourse to public funds no ede every yen situation no aso. And it's time for obi na afi ka kire na say on fa the question ne the concern no emra. The question no meji ewo text messages so 07950 422 780 07950 422 780 and answer obefre 0208 123 1016 0208 123 1016 and I say we're again your mobile number no so crowd offer. It's okay, we can pick up the call. And it is sabi my main call na fe main question common no answer because they say kakumi ya jeno kwaku enum penina wa haidi na me bisa say public funds the kind Uncle Asma any day enunti ebedru baby na fe ye bisa so you have no recourse bro for nature say what dey wo check public funds no won't come public funds any day
you me that say bebre refa akwanya we so ado yankopon ase so de nden so atwen na yada mpanifo a ehwe BWF solicitors so ayen papa Uncle Ben eda ano and the entire staff of BWF solicitors. Good afternoon to you and thank you. Na yechia wonso a ende memene dey ewiebo nso wejai bibi ato wo se woni yan ebesua ade na wenya mu bibi. So our cherished viewers and listeners, thank you to yechiamu ewie na yenia no so a wo chinchin fidie na wo hwe se ade betumi aba ofie aba mobile so ama wonso wenya mu echafa no ye de wonso ase na yechiamu ewie. So and then also adesua fufuro santi senia menua bisa ye no o se dan ne public fund okay even say dan ne private fund ye wa usika se bi usika da we she obotomu a ye usika na sa public fund no so ebe mu dia na kire say eye oman esika oman sika no eye sika tax for etua na say yenya efi tax mu nti wo ye ejuma me so menya ejuma na me sika aban ebeti ato ho se tax no eno ene ye de chichire oman no ye de ye bibibia eye public fund enu mu bi ene ye de ye social support and social interventions ama afofra sebio bibi inti won ano entumi ensa entumi enko wano na ye share paragraph 6 of the immigration rules now obama will list of enyoma actually say we eye aban sika and say public fund enyoma no bi no na sa enyoma no bi ti say wako say yema wo benefit eye edan benefit and say all forms of benefit ewo krum ha aban edema no obaka chiro say sa sika no a ye de eboa wo sa ekwan so no eye aban esika sa nti sa aban sika no ye de ma won a aban ehia say o de ma won nti wo no say wo qualify say wo benya bi a aban en expect say wo benya bi so we wi a wo na kwaji bi a asam etumi eto titru say koba say we under immigration control na say wo kwaji bi a let us say assembly to me to impose a mukunhu a mutumi gye won krata no ana mpo say o ye fufura mutumi gina so etwe waso na mama yan share bibi ewo section 3 of the Immigration Act 1971. Obaka Chiro said the Secretary of State has power to impose restrictions. Restrictions ni bi ni say yede ikrata ma wo na yede bibia to so say wo de wuntumi nye adwuma anasa wo de wuntumi nko suku anasa wo de wuntumi enye wembie wa adwuma anasa wo de aban sika no nsa entumi enkosomu bi ni nyina no eye restrictions na sa restrictions no eye eba because Secretary of State in your sa to me no under section 3 na ya ka ho asam no eno na wo ba efa immigration side of things no a you share section 115 no so of Immigration Asylum Act 1999 na obaka chro say sa public fund no a ya ka ho asam no nkrofo bi wo ho a omuntumi enya ebi na sa nkrofo no eye nkrofo a omoye under immigration control. Immigration control is be a wakwaji wo visa na ya ka chro say wo de visa no wunya afebo ya ma wo kakra santi conditions bi ho a ese say wudi so ana say aban eyisu sa ade no approach the public purse and that's the public fund
me to me jiwan see say aban ka say wontimi enjibia woni afebo nti obia bia ya man 2.5 years or as a partner of my brother is a relevant person as a partner qualifying child near them omo nyina no ebetimi enya sa condition bi adawma de so na say o category bia sabe me British na me kofa me ba ono de obetimi ya qualify say obenya public funds
yo say who year application e be say aso we meet immigration rules no ana sa time no we ni age open visa nti obagaza me meeting nyina we do pay slip baba we do bank statement baba we do P60 na we agya to mu say we ye adwuma we 18,600 santi aban sika no de me hiampo because me ho eso me ho so
okay
waje sa ade no atum na we do application ko say yan share o statement na we make no so na ya ma wa setna ni bi kakra na ya de ama wo nti say ya de ma wa na ya the conditions na ato so say you should be able to maintain yourself and your family. That means you cannot have access to the public fund or taxpayers' money at that point.
And one no assembly between you come because the whole case waiting a show who they are and now we here again. But then say, oh, for lady, I met us all case mean to me and yet so they won't put that restriction on you. So
there are certain things that cultural say where you know say you share a bit to say Section 117B3 of the Nationality Immigration Asylum Act 2002 no crowd. But cultural say uncrophobia or what or qualify for public fund.
Okay.
Let's just say uncrophobia or make me qualify. Inti nya oba kan obi more your application. Now I say me pen intentem into me per 5-year route. 5-year route no cultural say ubenya de nembo you have to prove say you meet the financial requirement, including maintenance. Now we prove you say with me a show family. Now yama leave near the account who say you cannot access that public fund. So you cannot then turn around to access the public fund without genuine permission. Now, obiso mo your application no baka say already know me destitute. Nti me pay fee waiver. So right from the beginning, nimpa no or sre, I just say ne ho chi no. And now wabesre nyoma bebre. Now why your application no under exceptional circumstance, all those things. And na yade amano, sa nimpa no tumi sre mpo say be ya momwa no na we tumi enya aban emboa ahwe ne ho ne ba. Nti nimpa no yade ade ba mano no ebehu say ya tro wom, anase ya ntro wom say no recourse. Nti ya ntro wom say no recourse and nimpa no tumi den nya emboa fi aban eho. Nti more often than not no obi a oya application to say partner and I say parent now titru ya no under 5-year route no do no you have to meet the immigration rules including financial requirement and the maintenance requirement no and you want to me then turn around to say I want to have recourse to public fund. So the key question here is, what share with visa no more? And I say we leave no more. If you can, if you are wanting, I'm mindful for so and I would buy entry clearance at then and a actual room. So your true room said no recourse to public fund there, then you cannot have recourse to public fund.
Now, everything me a say, when you're qualified for public funds, but the intro what the now what who say what apply for public funds? Maybe I call record says there be any senka who qualify and into even farm now. And now I say when you're qualified, then you will say throw card and now visa.
Yo, but I say be brave. I say the Secretary of State has power to impose restrictions, including condition for no recourse to public funds. So the imposition must be there for it to be legitimate and workable. And just what the mommy now I'm BBR say you have imposed a condition on me, then I have legitimate expectations say I'm freed or released from that restriction.
Okay.
And just say almost person restrict you are, they will clearly state it. Express say sanet here.
Say yeah the two or adia no so. Now me fan say 2.5 years, which is limited leave to remain. Ucha sa period ni we are a bit me a free ho and now say the two so a dow so forever.
Yo, now as I say you want to say your application yamfa ni nyina emma once. Obi ma an application under the 5-year route 2.5 na yede bama first. After 2.5 no yebama another 2.5 up to 50 year, then you make final application for the settlement. And this is why 2.5 when you say you go for your next leave, which will still mean that you have to meet the requirement for that threshold now with first one and say pathway no. Yeah, the amount 2.5 with those conditions no, unless there is good reason for the Secretary of State to reconsider and remove it. And then common yebedino.
And then common say yebeyi sa no recourse to public funds no free also. Abusia edding pa sabe funds no kra wo bi na da asen na fe woni bi. If do maybe abofra wo obetimi anya benefit e dey amana yes. Eduru maybe obetimi age adan ka ho e ka no bi e dey free aban ho e dey ato ho so stop ho timi kiro na fe woni bi kra wasutimi ye papa wan hwe ya na obi kra wani da no so se bi obetimi abo obosia no no wantimi amo obosia because ono so ne ho kiro no so dey eni nti saa de na be to so a e dey e kwan ben so e na obefa a wo beyi e dey free ho eno ene eduru so nansana no because mo join yen ewo yen platforms ahodo no so no me mamo akwaba na fe me eche mo nyina mo we live ewo Abawa radio so me ka wo say nyame adoma echina Sunday at 7 p.m. UK time Abawa radio ebe rebroadcast the audio version of this program PAM TV and so ewo UK ha also afa jemedia wafa live e dey amanfo ehwe owi be one my picking the share page and so we show na madam was say Najimai so Najimai a day about or say kindly share the video and be blessed and on our na Mary Chuchu Kote good afternoon everyone oh dear I don't know Margaret do mensa free legal education and what they also a day my Margaret Bill assign at their back please kindly share and everybody will have the chance to have the thing Koku, I'll say the mobile number again 07950422780 I mean far and to so and amount 07950 422-780. And many people also what they are not me year no a day amount. Now my tea and then unfortunately when to me I'm a kind of but what joining a Facebook so baby or one or say hello lovely family. Now my tea echa munina and then tea my so na I mean in show. Will be a very interesting comment via about me kind of information na young call additional and cause I say brakoku. Kakuma semi are working. Ebenezer will not be happy. Well, Ebenezer will be happy. He'll be okay. I mean, in court now, Mr. A lawyer Charles Asma. Uncle Charles, a question so na ye fat na ye di sa condition ye free yen visa no so because we have established say a bit me ama hwacho, a bit me ama wani aye. But do we just have to apply say on we mo nyim free ho and now say we say meet conditions be and san e timi ye free.
Yo, that's the brave. Eddie Kano, let me provide this caveat and as a warning to listeners and viewers. We are talking about removing the condition for no recourse to public fund imposed on us by the Secretary of State on our leaves. Now, this ought to be understood that depending on the pathway you took for your application or your leave, it may be necessary for you to remain there or not switch. So if somebody made application for leave under 5-year route and they ask for the recourse to be removed, then what they are saying is that they do not meet the financial requirement at this point. So in their subsequent leave, they will revert them to the 10-year route. Because the 10-year route is for those who do not meet all the requirements, including the financial requirement. So that is the first warning I want to express or sound for viewers. Because a bit now you'll be said, when they were 5 years, until me remove media no. So you remove what can I say? You don't meet the so now the maintenance requirement, you know, who meet it. Into a basre a bind so wow. It is a woo basta woo by extension. And what and a yabama who said already no one ma yaya where say you don't meet the requirement. So you have to go on the discretionary or the exceptional route, which is 10-year one.
Oh, okay. Into the first caveat is so we see any few so
pathway and also route, you know.
Say 5 years you don't go 10 no so.
So 5 years it wouldn't be advisable. Yes, you may be moved to 10.
Okay. And but you answer now about the other caveat. Say it means say me wa 5-year route. Na me ko 2.5. Me we 5 years na. A possible say sa condition e be free home.
So it depends on time.
And you automatic.
So we na we find out because we 5 years now. The next one will be your indefinite leave to remain.
Okay.
And when you are applying for indefinite leave to remain, that's the word permanent residence. You are more or less applying to settle. Into what settle there,
there's a benefit.
There will be no control, immigration control.
Okay.
So session free power no will not extend to this person.
Okay.
Why you settled no, with no immigration control no.
Okay. All right. The second caveat is better.
Engineer, also let's say you have to look at your circumstance to be sure say you meet all the requirements before you make your application. You make this application and now good. Yo NTCC no you share no recourse. Ya says no recourse no and say a bicycle taxpayer for a contribute no won't mean kwajibi regardless of the circumstance. Into abamba mao sa a warning no visa no so. Who is not just say you can't do it. But say kobasa ahochire bi aba na say bibi esi wa brebom especially do no more 10-year route no so no a then aban be hwe say oba consider enwoma bi. Now mama yen hwe bibi a yefre no article 3. Article 3 of the European Convention on Human Rights, which has been transposed into law, the Human Rights Act 1998 UK law. Now, which is our article no Bakatro said, you have the right not to be subjected to inhumane and degrading treatment. Into inhumane and degrading treatment, and they say, Ebini say, yeah, true will come. Na wumba ekom edumwa na afimpo de ekoba say say mukwa abonti mukwa sesre and I say mukwa. That is degrading treatment. It's not humane enough. Inti bia no na aban hwe se emba nkrofo eso. Inti obi a woni sika na aban so se wontumi enko emoa enkwaje emoa ewo ne ho no. na kyerɛ sɛ saa nipa no ɛkɔm na ɛbɛde no
Okay.
ɛkɔm kora bɛtumi eku no bibi a ɔbɛda kora ɛbɛyɛ ɛho bɛyɛ ɛden abɔnten ɛna ɔbɛda ɛkɔbɛsa Article 3 right will be endangered. Nti yefi Article 3 right ɛhɔ no na yɛmbra ɛhɔ efom na yɛmɛhwɛ nea ɛwɔ ɛhɔ. Nti wo no recourse to public fund no a wopɛ sɛ woyi ɛno efi hɔ no ɛsɛ sɛ wohwɛ sɛ wo meet the definition of destitute a yɛka ho asɛm sometime ago no sɛ wo ho kyerɛw wo edidie mu ne wo da mu bebi a wobɛda na ade no ahokyerɛ ɛwɔ hɔ paa mo financial circumstance asesa edwuma kora muye bi kora sika na ɛba no ensomo as a family and as a single parent and also as individual no nti aban bɛhwɛ wɔyi ni nyinaa na wayɛ assessment na nea ɛsɛ sɛ yehu ne sɛ na ɛkɔbaa ya wɔyi no ɛbɛ mu no ɛyɛ nea obi di kɔdan court ɛwɔ aban ne treatment ɛwɔ sa no recourse yi ɛho wohwɛ a covid ba yi kɔfo bebree ho kye wɔn bi mu ɛho guso ɛkye wɔn nti imagine obi a n'edwuma ɔyɛ no bi ɔyɛ 2.5 covid aba yɛ close edwuma no na ɔyɛ agency na onyɛ edwuma nyɛ na sika eni hɔ biem oni savings na akwalaa wɔ ne nkyɛn na beebi a ɔmbɛda koraa yɛ ho ayɛ den no na yɛsɛ no recourse mi wɔ bi a ne ba no koraa no ɔfata sɛ nka aban yɛ den ɛboa no nti akɔba saa na ɛho ɛyɛ ahokyerɛ aba saa nkrɔfoɔ no ɛso nti ɛyɛ case a yɛde kɔdan court no ɔse the case of W a child no yɛsɛ W gyina hɔ ma akwalaa bi a saa ahokyerɛ no ba ɔno ne ebusua no so a nkrɔfoɔ egyina mu ɛboa yɛ ma yɛde case no ɛkɔ court na saa case no mu di wie 2020 na aban ka sɛ saa imposition no a Secretary of State ɛwɔ under section 3 of the Immigration Act 1971 no wo yusu de na mmom aye no yusu a ento asum dodoa no aye a ebreachi Article 3 of the Human Right no santi omo hweye no na omo court ka say you find yourself in that situation and say dodoa no omo was that situation no say aban eyi sa no recourse condition if you so that they can access the public fund.
Okay.
Nti saa akwenya no ebaaye no ema dodo no enya kwan ekodane aban se saa na me situation etie saa nti yanhwe me condition mu na munyi ade no mfi ho ama me nso metumi enya emboa na me da ahwe me ho na me da ahwe titiro enkwala mo mu no.
Okay.
Nti we are going to look at the checklist of things as I say we meet. Edi kan wa accommodation
baby a
woda ene baby a wobeda. Bia baby a woda no bia na eyo wetumi nya 1 bedroom and I say 2 bedroom bia woda but ebia enche bia enho baye den ama wa ye betu efisa edan no because we ntumi ntia rent no nti baba say baby a wobeda no
and also
baye asam ama wo. So 2 things on accommodation. Na ya share with DDM, your friend essential living needs.
But me just one step. Baby, I will be done. Me fan say the next 6 months. Ya koye say I will say me too free baby I'm here.
Yes, I wanna wo too. Year 2. It has to be like that.
How do you prove it to Home Office?
Okay. So year 2. Okay. So be more. Yeah. For some time, I won't will rent. And I say, a car bebre cry there what day. Inti sa nipa no a person O2 no. Me sure so baba morning notices. Inti no cry engineer so say accommodation is getting worse.
Okay.
So you are gradually becoming imminently destitute. Back to destitution. Inti sa akwenya no ebe hia. Ebi so na wo de accommodation enya problem na mo betia bewie no edidie mu eye problem.
Okay.
Nti bia wa accommodation no bill no eye okay sika no etua rent no wie a edwane nkwala no edidie mu na ade no ahokyere ewo ho. Nti wo kan nyina abomu a untumi balance o sheet no. Nti untumi balance de a na kire se ahokyere ewo ho pa. Nti ahokyere no enye edan anese accommodation pe na mbom edidie mu ene nkwala no ehwemu. Nti bia na nipa no krankrofo na eboa no. Nti dodo no omoboa no ebe make statement and so omodi letters bi be kyerɛ sɛ ampa wɔn na wɔboa ɛwɔ edidie mu ene beebi a kra wodamu. Ebi so kra nipa we ya no ho kyerɛ ni we take action, what we call active steps to look for help. Nti dodo na ombɛkɔ charity for ho a and I say food banks na ade ho for help. Ina no was ade no as evidence say wo ho kyerɛ nti if even taking steps for help. Ebi a help na eba no kra no enye enough. Nkofo omoboa no ewo ema wo nkrata na say letters na ade adansa say omo na omoboa wo. Enye wo a nka wo ho be den.
Evidence is the name of the game here. So Mako Citizens Advice Bureau, Mako Food Bank, Bia Mako Asori, na me de akoto Asori mpanimfo anim say omomoa me because me ho kyerɛ me. And no nyina no say me wo ho nkrata na say evidence me boaboa no na me de application na ebetumi here.
You are proving a point say ahokyerɛ ewo emamo. Santi aban consider wo na omunyi sa restriction no emfi ho. So the burden is on you to prove your case. Say ampa ahokyerɛ ewo mu. Santi say amwa me a my right and my section 3 right will be affected.
Okay. All right. Enti say menya accommodation at the end of my approval. Bia eno efi ho a me prove me the institution by say menya aduane enni. And now say mintimi nhwe mofra no. And nti mako Citizens Advice Bureau, mako Food Bank, mako Asori Hall, amanfo na ebobombo say we dey time bi to ma de mu na ma kyerɛ mako pesika na me akotua. Saa ne me nyina keka bomu a. How do I make an application like that?
Yo ni nyina no akeka bomu no a we meet evidential way no requirement no. Application no your friend no obviously waba so person we yi efi ho. So there's that application we make. Ebe yi sa ebe stra aban sa onyi sa condition no efi ho emawo. Na ye application no a every step of the way no as I say ye check box no na ekre say nimpa no ahokyerɛ ewo no. Ti ebe hia we ye adwuma we pay slips. Na ya hwɛ say sika ebe no eso anase enso. Is it enough? What is enough? Enough no say wutumi tia wo dan wutumi didi na ebi kra dan eka. Nti say wuntumi entia wo dan anase wutumi tia wo dan ba didi mu eyeden. De bia no wo de card ya na kyesa ho kyerɛ ewo ho. Bia na wo de eka kra bia credit card ne na ekeka nka ho. Eno so evidence a ho kyerɛ ewo mu. Ebi kra rent no ebi wo de ka wo mu a eno so wo de ebeka ho. Na we prove so say mo circumstance no say e say wo ne akwala na tie anase wo ne wukunu na tie anase wonkwan na wo tie we a single parent anase we a family unit a papa bema eka ho ndi say ni nyina no e wo ho de a bema ne so ne die no wo de beka ho say bema wo mu a ne die no wo de beka ho say bema nyimu die a ende wo die no e na wo de beye evidential way proof ama aka application no e ho. Na akwala no so the situation there are instances cry akwala no school cry to make us say akwala no vouchers na ade na ye de man school free meal this annual mayama no covid cry by is cry no ye ma family no vouchers na try say o making the case say ampa ahokyerɛ ewo mu.
Okay, enti say ye hwe application so mo de bremo say BWF solicitors for instance say munye emawo nipa no ne ho kyerɛ na dada eno nti na mokope legal aid na dia ma no ana se wo ba se enya ma na so boa wo because the time maybe sano right. Obviously somebody will na some yasimi ko ya de ne free me so na me ko akoye lawyer na mo fa nche me enye free. I don't think so.
Well I'm saying ya say hu ni say bibia ni ho a yeton ade na yeton ye nimdie yeton ye yansa na yeton ye bre ni ahoden na ye de ye ade no a service enti wo ho kire no kra no ukoto aduane di anyway but na wo kan say nka sa sika no a unni no because eventually no your application we are beto And I don't think I don't think the worry is about the short-term payment of the service.
Brilliant.
But the long-term implication of not meeting the essential living needs, especially that of the child. More often than not, people wouldn't mind about the short-term commitment. Provided they say lawyer no bet me aboa na long-term effect no if you ho amano.
Okay.
And our aim is to remove that long-term effect amount.
Okay, lawyer, what can be or hana twema dwene si so? Say no recourse to public funds na dawso a enya sunsan so kese won kwada so pa. Nkwadaa wom nse ye ka say oboso aba miensa nkwadaa wom nkwadaa na ewo mu no ebetimi abase se what the application no ekokotumu a nkwadaa no ebe influence ma o decision no abantamba
no correct. I would say there is what we call the welfare of the child under the relevant provisions of the 1989 Children's Act. Nti de bia na yehwe akwala no say decision a buying especially public officer taking what is the implication on the child? Is this in the child's best interest? Nti no recourse to public fund here they are buying decision meboa. But what is the implication of this decision on the child? Especially, is it in the child's best interest? Nti say yehwe mu a buying say okay in the best interest of akwala no yemboa ni say and say abem penifo no so.
Question we me did you say
Ye fema ye wo London. Ya ji abasobodie bebree. Ne ya redare ewo mranse mu. Eye legal services, be to say family law, matrimonial law, immigration, dispute resolution, Ghanaian customary, any family law. Wo BWFDA, yen solicitors e de nijie e ne twitwaje wo na ye bo nso nya den kra. Yen partner penin pa Bernardo Wusu aye lawyer ewo UK memu bebru mfie duonu nkron 29 years. BWF solicitors kra wo ho. Inti se ba na ebusuansem bi ti se child care eye abofrahwe mu awaregya ye ho twuma mentwi ene ohye ana injunction ye de to domestic violence so a ye ma legal assistance ya edimu na yie adwuma nso. Yen child care any family team no nimnia wo famu ewe ne ya wo brei mu enu ntine ye to ye mbo asema wafutu a esefata ewo kokoa mu. Ye bie an office free juada ekosi fiada anopa no nkrompa mu ekosi enumre no nsia eye 9:30 am kosi 6 pm ena memene danso eye appointment nko a free anopa no ndu ekosi ewia no 9 eye 10 am kosi 4 pm. Ye wo 4th floor ewo Anna House 214-218 Tottenham High Road, London N15 4NP.
Yeah. Jesus, you're my everything, yeah. My everything is you, Lord. Yeah. Oh, 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 Everybody say, say, how can I express my gratitude for all the many things you done for me? Words are not enough, enough to say thank you. Say, Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude? How can I express my gratitude for all the many things you Father, you done for me, yeah. Words are not enough to say thank you. Say, Lord, you are, you're my everything. Say, I call you Zion. You're my provider. I call you Nisi. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. Hey. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are. You're my everything. I call you Jireh. You're my provider. I call you Nisi. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are. You're my everything. Oh, you're my thing, you know. 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 Yeah, so, oh, yeah. Oh, you're my thing, you know. Oh, you're my thing, you know. Yeah. Oh, you're my thing, you know. Oh, you're my thing, you know. Say, I call you Java, say. I call you Java. Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. Hey. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are my everything. Yeah. Are you ready, everybody? All right, listen. We are me ground cover. 1, 2, 3. We are me ground cover. Yeah. I can breathe without you, sir. I can breathe without you. I can move without you, Lord. I can move without you. Hey, who am I without you? Who am I without you? So I can live without you, yeah. I can live without you. I can breathe without you, Lord. I can breathe without you. I can move without you, yeah. I can move without you. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Hey, we are my thing. We are my thing in now. We are my thing in now. Oh, we are my thing in now. Yeah, so we are. We are my thing in now. We are my thing in now. Yeah. We are my thing in now. Oh, we are my thing in now. Say, I call you Java, say. I call you Java. Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. Hey. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are my everything. Yeah. Are you ready, everybody? All right, listen. We are me ground cover. 1, 2, 3. We are me ground cover. Yeah. I can breathe without you, sir. I can breathe without you. I can move without you, Lord. I can move without you. Hey, who am I without you? Who am I without you? So I can live without you, yeah. I can live without you. I can breathe without you, Lord. I can breathe without you. I can move without you, yeah. I can move without you. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? you're my thing enough. Yeah. Jesus, you're my everything, yeah. My everything is you, Lord. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Everybody say, ah. Say, how can I express my gratitude for all the many things you done for me? Words are not enough, yeah. Enough to say thank you. Say, Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude? How can I express my gratitude? For all the many things you Father, you done for me, yeah. Words are not enough to say thank you. So Lord, you are, you're my everything. Say, I call you Jireh, Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi, you are my battle. I call you Rapha, you are my healer. Say, Lord, you are, you're my everything. I call you Jireh, Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi, you are my battle. I call you Rapha, you are my healer. Say, Lord, you are, you're my everything. Oh, you're my thing enough. 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 Yeah, so you're my thing enough. Gratitude. How can I express my gratitude for all the many things you Father, you done for me, yeah. Words are not enough to say thank you. So Lord, you are, you're my everything. Say, I call you Jireh, Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi, you are my battle. I call you Rapha, you are my healer. Say, Lord, you are, you're my everything. I call you Jireh, Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi, you are my battle. I call you.
Yɛyɛ fɛma yɛwɔ London. Yɛagye abasobɔdeɛ bebree. Na yɛaredare ɛwɔ mmaransɛm mu. Ɛyɛ legal services, bi te sɛ family law, matrimonial law, immigration, dispute resolution, Ghanaian customary, any family law. Wo BWF deɛ, yɛn solicitors ɛde anigyeɛ ɛna twitwa gye woɔ, na yɛboɔ nso nyɛ den koraa. Yɛn partner panin paa, Bernardo Wusu ayɛ lawyer ɛwɔ UK memu bɛburu mfie 29 years. BWF solicitors kura wɔn ho. Nti sɛ ɛba na ebusuansɛm bi te sɛ child care, ɛyɛ abɔfra hwɛ mu, awaregya yɛ ho twuma mentwe, ɛne ɔhyɛ anaa injunction a yɛde to domestic violence so a, yɛmma wo legal assistance a ɛdi mu na yie adwuma nso. Yɛn child care ɛne family team no nim nea wofa mu ɛwɔ nea ɛyɛ wɔ bere yi mu. Ɛno nti na yɛto yɛn bo ase ma wafoto a ɛsɛ fata ɛwɔ kokoa mu. Yɛbie yɛn office free dwada ekosi fiada, anɔpa nɔnkron pɛ mu ekosi enumere nonsia, ɛyɛ 9:30 AM kosi 6 PM. Ɛna memeneda nso ɛyɛ appointment nko a, free anɔpa nondu ekosi ewia no 9, ɛyɛ 10 AM kosi 4 PM. Yɛwɔ 4th floor ɛwɔ Anna House 214-218 Tottenham High Road, London N15 4NP.
Yeah. Jesus, you're my everything, yeah. My everything is you, Lord. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Everybody say, ah. Oh, say, how can I express? How can I express my gratitude? All the many things. All the many
And he said, now, who are here? Let us say, so show that you were here then. Because Omono Ashishe, they couldn't find anything. So now the burden is on you to provide whatever you have. Anything actually said, room had by that time with the Bamau. And anything should mean something with your name and date.
Okay.
Showing that it was issued here in the UK.
Okay.
It's a hotel plan I'll call here. As I said, hotel, there should be enough information to suggest that hotel, room has said. And what idea there should be something to show say I only hang a document way. And I don't know if you are be now buy before after that time. But Uber as a person who was sponsored by a relevant person. In this case, so date now we do it because be now we outside now buy I will the entry clearance now we buy. I don't know. We provide the BBH say we buy signing panel and chain. It can when we visa date was so date I will be real cream. What the evidence our kind of relationship to the sponsor. What shows the sponsor no crown why EU settlement scheme application because Omoka in your mind said on Friday and sa nyoma no who bisa no after the date who the man it will help them to make the decision. And then before the date, when I say I came at this time, it's about before the deadline here, give them something to show say you were here then. Say say when you be and command one, and Omoka said we will then make a decision, which may be that we will not grant your request.
Yeah, for to say when Timmy and Fat material now call before 7 days. They refuse to do. Be an in some can probably beyond the 7 days or right of appeal.
Usually, war 14 days to appeal, and outside is 28 days to appeal. And the appeal date is usually the date you received the appeal notice. So if you can prove so we receive and it will count from and then. So we receive whatever data it will count from that point. So right of appeal and whether the appeal is still in date will depend. But even that, you can apply for extension of time based on the peculiar circumstance. No, you are making an appeal to the court for your case to be assessed and heard. Now, there's what you should have done is to make the appeal application within 14 days. But that failure to appeal before that date, has come about as a result of good reasons.
Okay.
So the case of Denton versus White will tell you, if you are making an application for extension of time for whatever it is, in this case, appeal application, you have to show that your failure was for good reason. And that failure is not significant. Significant means that we're failing to appeal within 7 days, and I said, 10 days, and I said 20 days, you give them, say, 20 days, 7 days, and I said 1 day, and yes, so serious. That is the serious, whether the failure is significant and serious. Then you go to the next one and say, these are my reasons. And these reasons I can assume. So even though when meet the first step, you failed on good reasons. And because of that, they should put all the things you have said together and grant you permission to appeal out of time.
Sorry, Osama Draghi, but in that situation, within 7 days, Obetini probably send an email to case office and case worker, because obviously it came through an email to case worker to say, 7 days now, must have been responded. Me evidence no me nyam famma within that period, but grant me more time, say 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 1 month. I'll bring you what you need.
Two things. The first thing is that when our application, every application will go with evidence.
Okay.
So presumption is that why you're ready with Winjina swap and why your application. And I actually said for application in bra, actually we didn't just one over ever. And that's a we didn't just one come out, but we say and so into February That means all the evidence you have are already there. Evidence. That is one. The next one is, like I said, can you give me more time to go for the evidence? The question is, are you not going to create the evidence? What makes it so impossible that within 7 days you cannot mobilize and break? That you need extra time. Remember, who compare evidence, so that's going to be a bit hard to. Okay, let me add this one. But the professor be an impano a yari. Be an impano with you at that point. Me at the end, so can you give me extra time because I'm not available until me back. I should be back by this time so that I can provide everything you need. That is tenable.
Because you have answered it in a way, but I mean, kind of say, or say, or the hotel booking employee in the invoice. But I won't say I'm providing any evidence at that time, which probably does not mean it's an or the invoice I was in this hotel at this particular time. So say, dear Mindy, or my request is a hotel, and me a receipt covering the period that was on at their premises. Now, it might take time.
Well, so in this case, a different matter, but given that, say, all the invoice now, like I said, hotel where you swear me. So presumably, what your car? What your car will be our bank statement, and I say whatever we use to check, there could be some corroborative evidence. HSA, look, what you need. Engaging me. Time crowd was so HSA, okay. Then you can say, can you, if you don't still believe this, I can ask the hotel to provide independent support statement.
It may not be immediate.
So in this case, you need time because hotel, then you have to tell the hotel to make that available. Then it will make sense to ask for extension of time to provide the evidence.
Say, BWF solicitors and strategies, they will analyze your case. They will look through and see what you need to do and what you do not need to do. Now, if you what you mean, application, well, the question nearby, I think probably what I will ask you to do, Fred 0208 493 7340. Na okay na ne lawyer for na enkasa omehwe ahwamo me kai was say BWF solicitors omoye document checking service say wo dey application ni ade kwa otimi ehu ma wo hwe emuma na fe wotimi agina ona so ye unu say ade amede kwa ebetimi succeed and set senior AC atie BWF solicitors ewo 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road so ewo Seven Sisters North London. Monday to Friday, free and upon 9:30, you could see at 6 o'clock here in Juma. Number and I'm a boss on the sense so at the amount 0208 493 7340 and now say 077 127 61884 077 127 61884. Okay, so say I drew hot na addition make a session during the week, we back about the result a home question. Na many a lawyer, Charles Asman, Eba Bidi and Commander maybe Sase. Okay, Usiai, and answer it to say, me question no, and no any. More Facebook, more live on TV, or YouTube. For the benefit of Omomuti and radio, so one more here war PAM TV, obviously, we will not send you to see at here. And in tea, my main kind send you to see a quack. Edika was say Nano was born in Accra in 1983. Aged 16, he came to the UK and claimed asylum, claiming to be from Liberia and giving a fake date of birth. He was allowed to stay and became a British citizen in 2005. In 2010, Home Office wrote to him warning him that they would deprive him of his British citizenship as it was obtained by fraud. The Home Office did not take any action until 2021 when it deprived him of the British citizenship. He appeals against the decision. Now, question strategy room into question. What is the most likely outcome with this appeal? Yawon Wakra, 1983. Odi 16 years. And over UK and obedi a drew. Na odi a drew no more say o free Liberia sabre na come any a corn any a Liberia war no. British aban ema no aseta say betra krum ha nebo fabo wedwa. No oba no the date of birth our the mind and no and I want a cracked house. You allow no more time no obey a British citizen in 2005. In 2010, Home Office Muna will say, hey, Tamenu, Govina no, say the Okachi in a because what in Ada and Emra tour and a Beji British citizenship. Home Office Kai from 2010 no, or my young here till 2021 of year, and almost say, Yajo a year, Krumhan Katano. A year cocono, the secret into ya Jeffrey Wilson. No, say, Kai, may I appeal? To I appeal, no, and my dear, but the ABC answer, what is the most likely outcome? Sir, appeal, no, Ebenya. 1. Deprivation allowed to stand because he lied about his age and nationality. Sir, Kata Jeffrey in Samano, because or then tro. Titu upya introse wedi Phoebe wa brand no because was son and ID card that's a birth certificate. Number 2, deprivation allowed to stand because it is in the public interest. Hey, what we try to be true. Where that die, it is a which me that die. Police officer, which me that benefit for which me that council beer. Number 3. Deprivation rejected because the 11-year delay was obviously unfair for the Home Office to drop the matter for that length of time and reactivate it again. Then number 4, sorry. None of the above. And then the escape route. We are none of the above. Okay, we'll text Meji will answer 020813344646 and 0795042278 or we'll be our comments on our page so now they are Bema say answer number 3. Very simple, easy, huh? Okay, over for also Emfa and the Emre Letitia made us say a line call, you know. Thank you for keeping faith with us. Like sound on the choir, we had to quickly go behind the scenes, get the sound at the back, and trim. Also answer but the brand of call okay, main chair will answer. I mean call a year lawyer. Ma memra a year answer no or they ever mind. A day and a bit me the likely outcome of this appeal.
Yo, and you better take one after the other. So I'm going to do elimination
by substitution.
Then Iceland will appear by
itself. Okay.
And any kind of we know a nationality. Science nationality Act 1981. Na section 43 no ekase. So we try and draw na obenya impo citizenship no the benya passport wa. Saban and say home secretary ehu a otumi chi finisem. That is set in stone. In Tedika, the deprivation allowed to stand because he allowed about the age and nationality. In Tiano Inka FAT under section 43 because control A is a fraud, B is a misrepresentation, section 43 A and B. Inka Yanko B no, but yes, you mean B I advocate said you are allowed to stand because it's in the public interest. Say BB advise to be no feel say a pepwa or mine one and I say a more macanoa. Take action. So be a very feel engaging in fraud which me are sadly. Let's just obey me and a chance to cry. But we are not be our town the whole country, right? I very tonight and I say no, it's not in the public in the interest of the public. If you But you share the next one, or say deprivation can be rejected, or let's say will be rejected, or rejected because there has been a gap, and that gap now ability, and yet first say Secretary of State, a bit so I can now do my best of so ye be no beji atowa na fi the one sign akofa there na o person akasan on person be ye no person akoye bi I know. For the year, you none of the because of length of time, no, you see, delay defeats equity. This is the way you have to move for a long of time there. Then you are suggesting, say, you have forfeited your right to deprive the person.
Oh, okay.
And because your conduct has suggested that the right has been forfeited by the Secretary of State. On to me after 11 years, on sign, I say, okay, I'm now coming back to exercise right now the one. And because of that, it will not be fair to deprive this individual of the right, which is the citizenship now, whether by deception, fraud, or misrepresentation. Home of the entry because of time. And in any case here, in there you're not getting is based on this. And one said because of the length of time now ability, it will not be fair for the Secretary of State to go back to say that we are reactivating what we failed to do for 11 years.
Okay. Indeed, let's just say, answer not every year.
So deprivation will be rejected.
The deprivation rejected because the 11-year delay was obviously unfair for the Home Office to drop the matter for so long and of time and reactivate it again. And lawyer actually more say and yeah idea Home Office everything enya and papa ejina so na fe na reason how they actually more any and because I talk about the answer is on the balance the Secretary of State's inaction only unexplained for so extraordinarily long a period is sufficiently compelling when taken with all the other circumstances of the case to justify a decision that the Nano should not be deprived of his citizenship. I say it to me, I say, like Secretary of State, and the last case, 2021 year, and that's how they know about. Indeed, say, a company said, BB would the BB, and the big BB. Now Home Office and new must have time and for 9 years or so now the situation no you say you're Jeffrey someone and you're fair and equity and that's yeah no anyhow.
But as I say, so this is good news for Obibia Obeko and as a work society. They will say, well, you know, a more man alert and no sign of fire. That is the difference. And see, the question is that the bank na who said we try and throw Akunya BB. Na the bank na we take action.
Okay.
11 years ago, based on the story na you and now we take action after 11 years. So what made you take that long? Were you investigating? Or did you leave it thinking that it's not a big deal? And therefore the person formed that legitimate expectation. So they are there for a long time. And then they are no because they have in the year with the Uber empire said, or Mark dear, or when you be a number now can anyone rely on last. So hang on, why didn't you tell me in 2021 when you saw it or when you got to know? But why 2025 and I said 2030, having a way idea, I will rely on Lassie to fight that deprivation.
Say, and I say, everyone say, and until you are more, and it be your money at all. I cost after about 10-15 years, and I feel no take action. Would you also have anything to stand on to say, and that's how they actually the application of I feel no.
All right, section 43 is equivocal. Or say, so we try to throw A to say by fraud, B to say by misrepresentation, Say, like come on,
now would summarily
would the nya will be yes, a refuse, would the nya will be here. And where you come in here, you citizenship by naturalization, by registration, by whatever means. They be citizens. Wow, we tell me I would not be an sano. The first that we are not interested, and one the word deprivation is there. Se ko basa say so muti fi nsem a muti mi fi nsem nti obi omo a oye okuta bi wa ye bibia no aka say okay between another country no can you have another country to go to se ko basa be je fi nsem ya say go back to the other country you have, especially dual citizens no. And in this case no ya can say the fact say bi ko buy na would be nya there no HSS section 43 can happen or has happened. But you got it through that. But they have to prove it. So much to me prove now a compressor there. Then the Secretary of State has the discretion and the 43 to say, I want to invoke that power to deprive. But the question is, because yes, I'm sorry, I'm not more budget. Only notify.
Okay.
So yeah, should say now they will take action, but we expect that they will take action immediately. How immediate should not be too long. So we're too long there and there.
Too long there.
Well, we need the story 11 years. Case law 9 years. We didn't be able to 5 years. And yet, but the thing is the circumstance. Within 5 years, maybe I'm a warrior. Within 5 years, maybe I'm forming a career. What I say. Within 5 years, me children be refi. So you are now telling me, say, after 5 years, 9 years, 10 years, no, OJ, I'm not coming. Say, and they will come in. What about me, man? What about my family there? What about my no me idea? So the circumstance will determine.
Okay. I was say, what you say now? Over say only BWF solicitors, Eddie and Coma. Yeah, I come for a day amount and they say over call. I say, I will 214-218 Tottenham High Road, so I was 7 Sisters, North London. Or telephone number or the year you are now book your appointment to 0208-493-7340. 0208-493-7340. It didn't come in, combat a Nipai body voice note or the another one number for the benefit be now or my further information and ability, my ENT because the time and also. Okay, lawyer.
Yo, I'm saying, yeah, been no background, was
yeah.
I'm saying, they will be a boss says, I'm running case in Sicilia, Horton, because it could be a court. I'm a court, it will and all. And so, be up as well as I'm running, be piano, just I will try a court. Why?
Okay. I was gonna fee now with a mark like now feel we're rounding up quickly at the yeah and we looked at the issue of making an application to remove the condition of no recourse to public funds. If in a brief moment you could help us to understand what it is, would appreciate that.
Thank you very much, listeners and viewers. Today we have looked at how you can remove a no recourse to public fund condition that is added to your leave to remain or leave to enter, usually for leave to remain. Now, the Secretary of State has power to impose such conditions under relevant provisions of the law, Immigration Act 1971, Section 3. And as a result of that, Other provisions of the relevant legislations also show that public funds, which include anything that the government has accrued through the taxpayer, cannot be given to some individuals who are under immigration control. And the idea here is to protect the public purse. So the question here is, what about those who are under immigration control, but they cannot afford to live without public support or the fund? Case law, the case of R versus the Secretary of State and Ano will tell you, 2020 case tells us that in the interest of the children, in the interest of individuals involved, the Secretary of State has to relook at that condition and ensure that individuals' Article 3 rights are not endangered. Article 3 rights states that you have the right not to be subjected to inhuman and degrading treatment. That means if you don't have money because of the fact that you don't work, or you work but you don't earn enough, you have other family members, it's hard to take care of yourself and them, and you have no recourse to public fund, it is more than likely that your Article 3 right will be endangered or engaged. Therefore, under the case law, the Secretary of State is required to consider to remove that condition if an application is made. To be able to qualify, you have to prove that you don't have means to live. Your essential living needs cannot be catered for. Accommodation needs cannot be catered for yourself and other family members, especially children involved. Once you make a request with the necessary evidence showing your earnings, showing your expenses, showing how you earn and how you spend, the Secretary of State will consider that application and remove that condition for you. This will then give you access to public fund so that you can support yourself and your family, including children. However, we have to be careful to look at the circumstance for requesting this. If you are on a 10-year route, you have already said that you don't meet the maintenance and other financial requirements under the immigration rules, and therefore your application was considered on exceptional circumstance. In this case, Secretary of State is aware that your condition is precarious, and therefore it's more than likely that if you're on a 10-year rule, under your circumstance, your application will be favorably considered and the condition removed. However, if you are on a 5-year route, which means that you have been able to prove that you meet the maintenance and other financial requirements under the immigration rules, you have already indicated that you are independent and you are able to maintain yourself and your family members. And therefore, requesting for such a condition to be removed means that you will be migrated to the 10-year route, which will change your circumstance eventually in terms of how long you can qualify to make a settlement application. Therefore, it is important that we look at our specific circumstance to make such application for no recourse to public fund condition to be removed. All in all, there is opportunity for individuals in that situation to request the Secretary of State to have the condition removed. And once you make the application with the supporting evidence that you are destitute, accommodation is an issue, essential living needs are not met, and therefore you are struggling to live, especially that of your children, it is more than likely that the Secretary of State will take that into account and grant your request. This is what we have covered today. We also looked at the case that came today, which says that can your citizenship be taken away, especially if the Secretary of State has warned you that they have suspected or they have picked something to show that you got it by deception. and didn't take action, and after a long time, they decide to come back and take action, can they still take action? The starting point is that Section 43 of the British Nationality Act 1981 allows the Secretary of State to take action if she suspects that there has been fraud, misrepresentation, based on which you obtained that status of citizenship. However, soon as they detect that, they have to take steps to immediately act. If they don't act and they leave it for so long, it will not be equitable for them to then go back and reactivate and exercise that right. In this case, fairness will suggest that the person has formed legitimate expectation that the Secretary of State does not intend to pursue the action any longer, and therefore any future action will not be fair on the individual. This is what we have covered today. Thank you very much for your audience and patience. We will meet again.
Yeah, and you know, means so maybe na. Come up, so maybe a crowd now. Fee, Eliasada, Ama, one day, Jumedi, Brain, the kind one mutia, a war, PAM TV, so Yadamase, so and about radio, so your audience, Nina, our Damina say. And I chain also so you are live with us on Facebook, BWF Solicitors, and you are live with us on YouTube, BWF Solicitors. More share on your platform. Any dealing in Shamo. We sincerely apologize. Sir, in line audio no echo off whilst we have it that. Nana Masapon, a lawyer is very good in explaining power. Yes, that's why he's a lawyer. And so also a BWF solicitors now. What I say every year, what they will Nyama ever call BWF solicitors. BWF solicitors, City can more award 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road, no so award 7 Sisters, North London. Monday to Friday, and upon 9:30, you can see and you rest 6 o'clock. We're from 0208 493 7340 08 493 7340 and 077 127 61884 077 127 61884. And then as that encore Emma one boy made shade with a day April war in your penny a day and a shade a boy made shade with a kitchen Emma at the prayer war so and a as that Emma where Richard Lawyer Eunice and our Faye Beatrice and Joa and our Faye Diane. No, we did the birthday take the crowd and so and Pablo Dudu for all the art and designs and Sheila Ankra for the admin and promotion. The children so sign a day as I can say in principle. Yeah, Uncle Ben said apply and answer no mommy and call quickly. Now me miss last one.
Of course,
we didn't have a chair, but my phone.
We can engage the person, but then I want to take the opportunity this week. Our front desk manager or manageress, Madame Diana Sumane, birthday, Santi. Yeah, wishing for this week. Diana birthday. Diana, you will enjoy. And may God continue to bless you so that you can be a blessing to the many faithfuls that look forward to support from BWF solicitors.
We do BWF solicitors now. When I was with Hermes Ghana. It's a lovely family over there. And the BWF said that's the only law firm Ghana chocolate, not even coffee. As I come BWF solicitors, any ever sign a Digima same time next week, our platform. Yeah, so catch will be 4 o'clock on Saturday, next week, 24th of July 2021. Ever sign and then we'll share if we were free one. And maybe we'll see. I mean, ensure one to come on. So now, fee on Yang and Qua and then Sika. We'll be back again. Bye. How come this thing got crashed and out? There's a hint. I suspect. It says came out of nowhere. Just don't know. Just will not